Again, we wanna dose of this right now. It's KDA. I'm a goddess with a blaze. 소리처럼 내 이름 잊지 못하게 loud, 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 loud. I could take you to the top. 절대 멈추지 못해. 내가 끝내주는 bag, yeah, yeah, yeah. And when I start to talk that, oh, you know how to react. I'm a picture perfect face with the wild in my veins. You can hear it in my growl, 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 growl. So keep your eyes on me now. 무엇을 보든 좋아할 거야. 다 할 수 없는 대본. 나와 되길 원한 늘 확신해. We got it all in our hands now. So can you handle what we're all about? What's so tough? Let's get it, show you out. Can you feel the rush now? Ain't nobody bringing us down, 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 down.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's Find Me Off a League Championship series between Labby Dabby Doo and Caligma Bobway. I'm your host, Fleeing Panda, and with me tonight is the one and only Opie. If he's here. Maybe he's not here yet. Anyways, having
Always
both won their games in Week 1, each team will be looking to continue their momentum into Week 2. Tonight's lineups for Labby Dabby Doo is... You want to take this or do you want me to?
It's all you.
All me. All right. Back to the roster page. We have Rafal in the top lane, Labyrinth 1898 in jungle. This is Lugo in mid lane, JJ Bot at bot. That's JJ Bell actually. And then Biscuit Hat at support.
Sorry, I'm still getting everything set up. It's all you.
All me still. Okay, well, Opie, have you any thoughts of this team so far this early in the season?
Honestly, it's too early to tell for, it's too early to tell because every team looks like they have, they're super strong players, and we have yet to delve into really any of the possible, like the champion pools and the matchup styles. I think there's just so much to come out still, so many options, and with being able to swap lanes, and now just the level of play, I feel like in the PMA LCS is getting so much higher. People are able to play different lanes. You can swap your team around. You can't 5-ban a person anymore because guess what? You just swap lanes, and that person is playing something that they're super strong at in a different lane, and so it just doesn't even matter anymore. So I think being that we've only gone into really 1 week of the PMA LCS, it's too early to tell who's coming out as a front runner, because it could all change real quick.
Very true, very true. Well, moving on over to the Caligma Bobway. I think I'm saying that right. We have in the top lane, Kaligi. Jungler, New Kappa Turk. In the mid lane is Juice Me Mommy. Bot is Bear Jr. And then the support, rounding out the team, everyone's favorite, Frank Badler, Girk7. What a bot lane.
Now, I can tell you, I know for a fact that the Girk segment is going to feed. That's just a given. Can his team carry him? We'll see. Usually. But yeah, there's no telling in that sense.
Yeah, I was watching him play some Zera support last night, and let me tell you, that was boosted.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, is this the best bot lane in the league right now?
I'm gonna have to say no, because I think bot lane is by far like the strongest lane in the split. There are so many like high elo. You've got several diamonds. You've got a ton of plat players in there. I think bot lane, I'm not just saying AD carry, but in general, the bot and support combined, I feel like is one of the highest ranked lanes that there is. Oops. I guess I should go to spectate. Actually helps.
Yeah, well, I'm interested to see how this lane works out. You have Bear Jr., who is one of the strongest players in PMA LCS, followed by Girk7, who normally is a mid laner, but has switched to support this split. So I think on paper they look really strong as a duo pair. So what do you think, though, each team's got to do tonight to win the game?
Well, I think for the side, Kaligi side, I think they do have pretty strong lanes, and just getting off those ganks tends to be, I think the jungler pressure early is always one of the biggest things in the game. If you have a jungler who can invade, who's super strong early, that can change the game, because you can get those lanes. And so I'm thinking that that's what Bear Jr. side needs to look into. Obviously, we can't always just say, who's going where yet, but for the most part, I'm looking for the junglers to be ganking through that mid lane. I think that will be a big key in this game is jungler ganks through the mid lane.
All right. Well, 6 minutes out. I am very fascinated at how some of these lanes are going to play out. The Juice Me Mommy into this is Lugo lane, I think, is advantage Labby Dabby Do. However, Juice Me Mommy has shown that they can play a fair number of mid laners, I think. Especially like assassin type mid laners.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, with all the different updates and everything, I really want to start seeing Sylas. I think Sylas is super strong. I don't know really if anybody in our league plays that a whole lot, but I think that is a super strong, super strong. I mean, it's got the CC, it's super strong, it's got the mobility, but you get it to a point, you don't even have to build a whole lot of damage, and you still can nuke people. Plus, just the fact that you can steal, an ult from the enemy team, and late game you can do that like insanely quickly. The cooldown goes so low, but it's like you can completely turn a fight with a stolen ult.
Very true. It's so unexpected.
But I'm kind of hoping that that'll start coming out. We'll start seeing that more.
Yeah, well, I know one person who's not going to be playing, and that's Uncle Jemima, who I also saw play that last night, and that was rough and a half, let's put it that way. That was also the same game Gerg7 was on Xerath support, so, take that with a grain of salt.
Hey, it happens.
Yeah, it happens. Anyways, we are 4 minutes out, and we're still waiting for the commissioner. Where are you, Greg? I guess you're not late yet. Although my band director did say if you're not 5 minutes early, you are late. Guess what?
If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time,
it's now
you're
4
late,
minutes.
Bother showing up.
Yeah. Anyways, we are streaming over on Biscuit Hat's channel, twitch.tv/biscuithat. Again, my name is Fling Panda. This is Opie with me. Waiting for Labby Dabby Do versus Caligma Bobway to start off. I think over on the other side, we have also going on tonight fantastic anime personalities looking to upset One Trick Ponies. I know in our group chat with a bunch of the league players, there is a lot of smack talk coming down from Theatrics towards General Dill, or formerly known as General Dill, now Rip Lolly Hentai. So certainly going to be some spice over in that game. That game is on twitch.tv/ChadPenguin, so if you want to look at some early action, go take a look over there. And then later on tonight, we also have who was that? The last match of the day, which was UTD, the Uno Truco Demonios. I butchered that, versus Oof, or Ashen's Obligated Feeders, that on PMA LCS, twitch.tv PMA LCS at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Somebody kick out Dario Lit. Who the heck is that dude? Anyways, he's in Spectate. That's a big yikes, dog. So yeah, we're waiting for that busy night tonight. What do you think about some of these other matches? I'm really interested at OTP versus FAP.
Yeah, I mean, I talked earlier and I said, we can't say necessarily that there's going to be any huge front runners, but I do think FAP has a strong team. I think they're going to be a team to watch out for, just because I think you're going to have Dylan on support, so Rip Loli Hentai, who does quite a bit of diamond quality play, and it's easier to direct a team from that support position, I feel. So
yeah.
Crap.
There is one weakness, I would say, and that would be Derpin Panda, the ADC. Seems to be lacking a little bit in confidence. That shows up in his play right at the moment. Some positioning issues, just kind of finding himself in I would say not the most advantageous spots. So if there is a weakness to that team, I think that would be it. But I think as the team's been working with him to gain more confidence, I mean, he does have a fantastic laning partner. So, this being early goings, maybe he's, we're going to improve as the season moves on. Anyways, I think they do have a very solid mid lane and top lane, and Mouse Cop Come Home and Rob, respectively. Interestingly, all of the players that were on Grab Me by the Teemo, or Grab Them by the Teemo, your Season 1 regular season winners, regular season.
Got this.
We won that. Anyways, all of them switched to mid lane. Guy Fieri, Rob, Clumsy Chocobo, and then the mid laner went support. I find that interesting, but that's just me.
Let's see.
1 minute.
Did I? Oh, I gave them the wrong side, I think.
You want to hit me with that young spectate link?
I'm working on it.
You're working on it. Did you screw it up already?
Red.
Bat.
Oh, crap. Blue is left side, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. No, then I did send it right. Okay.
And speaking of strong bot lanes, I think one of the other bot lanes that you were talking about was the One Trick Ponies. Jirachi, Slaga. They were very impressive in that week 1 win.
Okay, sorry. That should be good now. Huh.
Alright, that week 1 win over the Bung and the Restless. Pretty convincing there.
Oh, yes. Very convincing. I mean, it's... Yeah, I mean, that was just quite a stomp from the support, and that's literally what the game came down to. There was... I believe it was the game 1 that it was just... that Alistar just took over, and
I thought it was Thresh.
There was nothing.
Oh, Thresh was game 2. That's right.
Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong team.
No, you're thinking of the right team.
Yeah, Slaga.
Yeah, Slaga. Yeah.
Yeah. And then because it was Alistar game 1, I'm pretty sure, because it was all over the Caitlyn, and yeah, that was. I mean, that was. I mean, there was just nothing Piper could do in that matchup. Yeah. Piper was playing the lane really well early, but it was just Alistar engage, ignite, death, because you've got the knockback into the knockup, into the stun, into ignite, and damage from a Tristana. There was nothing that could be done. And then the hooks game 2 were on point, but there was also a lot of jungle help as well in that game 2. So I think that the second game was a little more all over team win, but still, like, the hooks just didn't miss.
All right, well, we have started pick ban without Gerg7 here. Anyways, LDD, first banning, Bear Jr.'s Yasuo.
Shocked.
Yeah.
This is my shocked face. I know you can't see it, but you know what I'm doing.
Yeah, Bear Jr. known for playing that bot suo. When we see in Teemo, looks to be banned here by KB.
No, there's no way.
That's an echo, yeah. No way you give This Is Lugo his signature echo. And an immediate Evelyn ban.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it.
Who's the jungler? That's a ban over at New Kappa Turk. It's a little interesting there. I did not know he played a lot of Evelyn.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely plays that quite a bit, and when he gets ahead on it, it's to devastating effect. Like, it will one-shot nearly anybody on the enemy team.
It looks like Mundo was hovered for a ban, but I don't think it went through because it looks like they skipped it. That would have been aimed at Rafal, as it looks like LDD is now going to ban away Draven, taking away two characters from Bear Jr. We'll see confirm if that really was that's a Mouse ban. Okay, Mouse ban. It's Malzahar right there. Yep.
It's a Malzahar?
Yeah, that's a Malzahar ban. And then your favorite, Malphite, banned away.
Yes. One of the best champions in the game. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, like, I meme a lot that Malphite is, like, the strongest champion. It's my strongest champion, let's be real. But, like, just for the PMA LCS purposes, it is insanely strong. Because you come in with a teleport and that ultimate, you hit multiple people, like, a team fight is can be completely flipped and go to the other side. Just because of that. And it's just such a presence, so tanky versus, you get an all AD comp and you can't kill the Malphite. So, but I think just for the team play overall, it's really strong.
All right, and we see Caitlyn first picked here, followed by a Yorick. It's interesting. I know Lugo plays a lot of Caitlyn. Would you think they'd switch Lugo into the bot lane to match up against Bear, going strength for strength, or do you leave Biscuit Hat there?
I mean, honestly, you just don't reveal your hand yet. You can pick that, because, I mean, Caitlyn is a pretty straightforward champion in general. It's not crazy. Like, you can play, Vitautus plays Caitlyn to a devastating effect. Like, he plays it so well, but it's like, it's not a hard champion to just play in general. You can do well in lane and still get to the mid and late game just fine, and it's pretty safe with the the caliber net as well. But I mean, you can just flex it, so it's like, even someone who doesn't play AD carry a whole lot can still play Caitlyn pretty easily.
I'm not convinced this is Xerath mid lane. I'm pretty sure this is Xerath support. We see the Ahri picked to counter the Xerath, and then J4 also picked for Labby Dabby Doo. J4 probably going over to Labyrinth in the jungle.
Yeah, I definitely think it would be.
But I really...
one of his strong champions, and it's really good in just for team fight and pick purposes. Because, you box in a Yorick or a Xerath, they're not going anywhere, and especially if you've already burned their flash.
Or the Sivir.
Essentially means death.
Yeah, the Sivir picked here might be with the Xerath bot lane. Who knows where the Xerath is going? I'm not convinced it's not mid lane as we wait for the next ban for KB. Sivir here, a lot of utility. It seems like it's pick ban for a lot of teams in PMA LCS right now.
Well, yeah, it's great because it's like you can go into with a Sivir, you can go into a lane where you may not have like the winning, you might not have the lane, matchup that's gonna win, because either in champions or in just players themselves, like you could be going into a team that's a lot stronger than you, but with the amount of poke and wave clear that Sivir has early, it doesn't matter, because you can clear those waves, you can farm very easily, you can stay safe because you have that spell shield, and then with the Sivir ultimate, it's a very supportive AD carry in the late game and mid game for your team. You just, especially if you have a Yorick who's trying to get into a fight, that way the Yorick can get there to the people he needs to easier. So I mean, Sivir has just been a PMA LCS champ in general.
Got you. Well, we have some shenanigans going on in the next set of bans. It looks like there was no ban for ban number 4 for Team KB. They did ban away Alawi last ban, and then Morgana and Nami taken away by LDD, targeting that support role. So
that's interesting.
Yeah,
I know.
Ooh.
ProDrafts has a lot of problems, but for them to actually say no ban.
Yeah, they're saying no ban, and
well, I guess they just didn't make it in time, and
yeah.
But either way, so they're convinced that the Xerath is not mid lane, or they're convinced that Xerath is mid lane because Morgana and Nami are banned against it.
Yeah,
which Morgana would be a good one as well, just because of the lockdown. You've got the spell shield.
Yeah, especially to get away from Leona, as that is what's picked, followed by a Renekton. Ooh, that's spicy in the top lane for Rafal. I love it.
Abby Dabby Doo is going full dive comp, because you've got a Renekton, Leona, Jarvan, and an Ahri that are all looking to just go in. And they all have their ways of doing so. And there's multiple forms of CC. You've got the knock-up, you've got the Cataclysm for the walls and just keeping somebody locked in place. You've got Leona, who's got three separate stuns / roots. Renekton's got his stun and is just going to use his ult to get tanky in the middle of the team. I can't say I know a whole lot about the Yorick-Renekton matchup. I mean, I feel like early Renekton can try and be a lane bully, but I feel like Yorick would have the late game.
Yeah,
especially with the Maiden.
I think post 6 it turns to Yorick with the Maiden. As long as the Maiden's there, I think that's a losing matchup for Renekton. As we see Nautilus picked here last for Team KB. That's probably the support. So that is a Xerath in the mid lane for Juice Me Mommy. Interesting choice there. Taking that into an Ahri. They did have the counter pick there, and they could flex the Xerath. So yeah. There are your teams. It looks like we are
3 minutes out at least.
3 minutes out because we are still missing our commissioner, Gerg7, who hopefully gets here within 5 minutes. Otherwise, they're going to run against the rules. I don't know what the rule is. Is it 15 minutes late, you lose a ban?
That's a good question.
That is a very good question. I do know none of you are supposed to be in chat, Labby, Lugo. No chat for you. But you're in chat right now, so I don't know how that's supposed to play out. Oh, and somebody was asking what playlist this is. To be quite honest, this playlist is a bunch of K-pop instrumental tracks. Not gonna lie. That's what the majority of it is. I mean, I could post it if you want, but really, it's just a bunch of instrumental tracks. I like them. They're kind of upbeat and happy, you know. Lose face and honor. Yep. So, again, other games going on tonight. That is over on twitch.tv/ChadPenguin, OTP versus FAP. The One Trick Ponies versus the Fantastic Anime Personalities. That should be going on right now. We can see if we can tune into that real quick here. We're going to switch this up.
Let's see. I don't know if I can find.
I mean, if he does get caught on, Dark Panda's just gonna kill the man.
No. Not what to do.
There we go. Yeah, we'll watch this while we wait. And it looks like Theatrics is taking already. They took the Baron real quick here, it seems like. 28 minutes in. OTP pushing the base. There goes the inhibitor. Chad Penguin now playing Jax. Oh, jumps in. And they kill Jirachi. But Chad Penguin looks like he's going to die. Oh, no, he's not. Gets onto Fwesh, and Fwesh gets the kill. Derpin Panda has slain Theatrics.
So just from what I'm seeing, it definitely looks like
And Nazir by Rob. That's interesting.
looks like Fwesh is putting in some work this game on that one dude champion early in Soul.
The A-Soul, yeah.
Because I know I've seen it in the past, and I know he plays all of his champions really well. There's a reason he plays it a lot, but I've seen him not do so well from time to time, and you know, teams kite it out really well, or just heavy dive onto an Aurelion Soul, and that's no good.
Yeah, the Aurelion Soul has been a bit rough for him as he's been learning it, but it looks like it has, maybe he's just found it right now and feels good with it. Rob's still spawning, so this is currently 4v5. Rob is now respawned. Yeah. 14-10 so far, but a large gold lead towards OTP.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like so far it's really just been tower taking. Like, dragons are 2-1, just a few more kills in their way, but I would be guessing, obviously, because we didn't see all the rest of the game.
Now we're gonna listen.
That more than likely was the biggest thing. Was
every time Jax is in a fight and he's not,
was probably just like their rotations, and especially if you got Flesh on 6-0 and 4.
This is the combo. It's gonna get chunked down a little bit. Oh, Chet Taekwondo goes in deep, gets a counter strike on 3 members, drops his health bar.
Hey, there goes a lot of fighting right here.
We're talking about within exactly 30 minutes. They are starting to scale here. Like we said.
Oh, crank up their channel. Let's hear it.
Ends up trading his teammates for that top inhibitor. Yeah. So they stop the floodgates for a second, but the water is still pouring out of the dam.
Yeah. I like that metaphor. Greg 2019 is looking for parking. He is still not here. We have hit that 5 minutes. It is now 7:15 my time, 10:15 everywhere else.
Well, looking at the timers too, we've got Dragon up in a minute, Baron up another minute. Really, even though they ended up technically losing that fight, they took two towers and inhibitor off of it. They're still up 5k health. Really, just regroup. Get this Baron in a minute.
It's huge that they did
can't contest it if you push up the side.
They stopped.
I think things are still going
down.
kind of according to plan for OTP, but if they end up losing another fight, it's getting to the time where Vayne and Jax are big issues. Like, no one can answer them.
Because, like, now you don't have double supers in the side lanes. Yes, having supers in both side lanes sucks, but it's better than having double supers in every lane.
That is true, although it looks like they will have 2 supers in that top lane coming in right now. As it looks like Baron is going to spawn in about 20 seconds. So is Dragon. Don't know what kind of dragon that is because we can't see. Camera not taking us there. As Rip Lolly Hentai playing the signature Shen at support. Interesting. I was not aware.
It is a really good champion. It's great. Because basically all you got to do is just watch everything else. And because, yeah, it's like if you find somebody else is dying, then you just you tell your AD carry to play back and you ult them.
Wait, they picked Trundle? Really interesting there, the Trundle pickup here for Sir Everett's. Looks like Jupil missed out on this game, so Sir Everett's is a sub. On loan from, I think, Legends on Tap. As somebody took the Dragon, that would have been the Yorick Ganwan. Putting pressure on the other side of the map. There are supers pouring into the base right now. They gotta go for the steal here, or they just give up.
All right, we're going into our game now.
Ah, yes, thank God we can go back to what we're supposed to be doing here. If you want to keep looking at this game, this is twitch.tv/ChadPenguin. All right. Gerg7 has arrived. And as we go through our pick bands here, what do you think each team is looking for? OP gone. Yikes.
Oh shoot, my mic was off, sorry. Airheads Extremes and I didn't want to be chewing on stream.
Yeah, whatever.
Alright, so Labby Dabby Doo's got a very strong, like, early let's skirmish engage comp, like with a Renekton, Leona, Ahri, and yeah, like Jarvan. Jarvan's gonna be looking to gank. I do think bot lane will definitely be pressured, but like I said, I think you're gonna be looking more towards mid lane. If you can land an Ahri Charm onto that Xerath, It basically spells death right there. Early flash is going to be necessary. I think that's one of the big things we've seen in this league is if you think you may need to blow your flash, don't hold it and then hope you can get out later. Use it, get out, and that way there's no chance of you dying. So I think they're going to try and blow that Xerath flash right away. But the biggest thing I think is LabbyDabbyDoo's got to get ahead early, which, I mean, they have the comp for it. You've got the Caitlyn and Leona, who's going to just be pressuring super hard. So the idea being that Sivir is going to try and just wave clear against it. So you can't just shove them in, roam, do whatever. And then you've got like a huge Nautilus there as well, so you can try and catch out the Caitlyn or counter engage off of the Leona. But I think the biggest thing for KB here is that they're looking for these team fights. They're looking for these big skirmishes, front to back fights, because when you have a Sejuani, a Nautilus, you have tons of beefy tanks to be in front of you who have a lot of CC. You've got the Nautilus auto attack route. You've got the
Rage Cage,
Dredge line. You've got the ultimate. You've got Sejuani, who's got a load of CC and mobility. And then Yorick, more than likely, is just going to be split pushing for a while. I don't see Yorick being, Yorick is not the kind of person to be like grouping a whole lot in the mid game, but they're more looking for, let's group as 4, let our Yorick split, because eventually Yorick will beat out that Renekton. And they're looking to just play it safe through that early game, not just get rolled over by this Jarvan, Leona, Ahri.
I think this game for LabbyDabbyDoo hinges a lot on Rafal's performance on Renekton. They need to get ahead with the Renekton early, or Yorick is going to be a problem late. Because I think you're going to have to send at least 2 to go deal with them, which would leave you 3v4 on the rest of the map. The Nautilus, I think, is super useful on that Ahri. 2 point and clicks, basically. The auto attack stun, and then the Dredge line. Not Dredge line. Is that Dredge line? No. What is that?
I think so, yeah.
It's not the it's the little typhoon thing. I don't know what it's called anymore. I don't remember. Anyways.
Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? The
I know what
ults.
you're talking
I don't know what the ult's called anymore for Nautilus, but that's 2 point and clicks that you can just disrupt everything that Ahri and Renekton are doing,
Well, yeah, and the great thing about that ult is, I mean, it's a line shot, so you get Caitlyn try and, net backwards, to get behind the team. That will knock up the rest of them if they are in the way of it as well until it gets to them. So, I mean, loads of CC on the side of KB. They just need a front to back. That's what this whole game comes down to. Front to back, you have Sivir just ult and have, these beefy tanks run at the other team.
I think the biggest problem, though, is this Xerath for KB. Xerath super immobile. If Ahri is able to jump, or even Renekton able to jump him, he's pretty much dead. So I think a lot of KB's fights are going to have to be heavily influenced by Juice Me Mommy's positioning. Get too close to the fight, probably a dead Xerath. But does have the range, so it could be far back and poke really well.
I was going to say that's the biggest thing about Xerath is you've got that range. You have to just sit back, and I mean, you'll do a ton of damage. Plus, you sit back far enough with your ulti. I mean, it's like, good luck, because you're just way out of the range, and as long as you farm decently, you're gonna have a lot of damage. You're gonna hurt.
All right.
So,
well,
Xerath's just gotta play safe enough.
Yeah. As we move into our spectator delay here, chat. Those of you who are watching Biscuit Hat here, let us know what your thoughts are in the channel. We will be reading some of the chat messages if they are new. I guess there's a bunch of old messages. Most of them wanting the face cam to come back, but the face cam is not coming back right now. Mostly because my face does not look pretty.
Did you say your face is not very pretty?
Yeah.
That's false. You're beautiful.
Yeah,
You're
well,
gorgeous.
yeah.
Lose face and honor. Womp.
This face, this is definitely beautiful. But yeah, that's the end of this.
See, your face is so pretty.
Show Bob's and Vegan. Yep, no, none of those here. You came to the wrong channel. If you're looking for that, go to
It's called Sneaky.
yes.
Sneaky stream.
twitch.tv/sneaky. I think you'll find some what you're looking for over there. Some snacks. Yep. Maybe you'll even get some snacky cosplay.
Labby ganks top level 2 and 3rd. Renekton wins lane. RA solos out Zerath. Bot solo wins lane. No ganks needed. Labby's team wins without giving up a single kill. Wreck these noobs, go Labby. That was from Joystick 1898.
Well,
Oh, 1898. I know that year. That was a good year.
yeah, it was a very good year.
I wonder why. I just can't. It just, I can't think of.
You should take a
It
picture
was-
of 1898 and send it to the Symphonian on Facebook.
They said it. 1898.
Yeah, anyways, this is the Find Me Alpha Symphonia League of Legends Championship Series. A bunch of brothers who play video games together and against each other. Hooray! Speaking of brothers, the Washington State Alpha Colony is going to be rechartered on March 30th. So if you're anywhere near Pullman, Washington, would love to see you there for the rechartering of the Chai chapter of Find Me Alpha Symphonia.
Did you actually just say the Chai chapter?
It's Chai. Kai.
It is definitely Kai. Thank you very much.
Chai. Whatever. They don't even say it right in Idaho, so what the frick do I know?
I don't know.
That's Bison.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah. Oh, and we are loaded. Hello. Let's take a look at some of these skins here. We have Pool Party Caitlyn. There's your Bobs for you. Lunar Eclipse Leona. Dark Star Jarvan. Pool Party Renekton. Hey, you got a little bit of synergy there between top and bot. Astro Nautilus. Guardians of the Sands Zerath. And Victorious Sivir. More skins wins game.
Are victorious. Whoa, oh. Sorry, I don't want to copyright the stream. My bad.
It's alright. I'm pretty sure if we're going to get copyrighted, it's probably because of the music I'm playing. But that's okay. We don't really care. Who needs to listen to our lovely voices? Anyways, let us know who you think's going to win in chat. I know we have some Labby Dabby Doo fans here, seeing as this is Biscuit Hat's channel, and he's playing for Labby Dabby Doo, along with fans of Labyrinth.
Alright, so in the chat, give a hashtag boosted team number 1 win or hashtag boosted team number 2 win for whichever team you think is going to win. I'll let you decide who's team 1 and who's team 2. Hint, it really doesn't matter because they're both boosted.
A real talk here, as it looks like red team is all going to go top lane. Are they looking for an early kill here? This is interesting. It looks like Rafal is going to be on his own here. Will he find the whole team? They're going to go into the bush. No, Bear Jr. might have been spotted. Not spotted. Ooh, Rafal's walking towards them. There's Rafal. And the anchor does not hit. That is Dredgeline. The depth charge. That's the ultimate for Nautilus.
Correct, you got it.
As we see the boomerang go out and hit Rafal for a bit of damage. You guys are in 3 different clubs. Come on. Are they really? There's Labby Dabby Doo. Is one of them PMA LCS? That I don't know what that is. KBLS. Ooh, wait. Wait a second. There's an invade over here. Biscuit Hat leading the way, gonna go after Gurk 7. Gurk 7 is just gonna dredge line out, and that's the end of this invade. Or is it? They go back for more. They're gonna take the blue buff.
They know this is happening too.
Oh, Bear Jr. walks forward, gets stunned. Dredge line comes out. Labyrinth is really low. Ignite down onto Bear Jr. as Ignite down onto Biscuit Hat. Gurk 7, does he have the dredge line in time? Boomerang not gonna hit. And
not to go.
that's the end. That is a failed invade here with a lot of damage down.
Yeah, that is really bad. That is really bad for KB here. Labby so far behind now. Is just looks like he's gonna take.
That's Labby Dabby Doo, by the way, as we see the dredge line going on to Biscuit Hat.
Whew. Yeah. Level 1, taking the Scuttle Crab. Meanwhile, new Turk on this Sejuani has already taken red buff.
Meanwhile, we gotta go back bot lane as we have more action coming out here. Dredge line hits onto JJ Bell. It looks like there might be in position for a gank here as Labyrinth is gonna wrap around. Maybe? No, walks back towards the mid lane. So we're gonna get our champions in line here so that they look pretty. A lot of early damage though. And JJ Bell had to burn his heal early. Big summoner down.
Yeah, especially since, you know, the Sivir... ganks everywhere here.
Action everywhere as we're going to see a flash out by Rafal. He is going to get turned into an icicle, but New Capitur going to take a turret shot. Meanwhile, mid lane, Juice Me Mommy is so low, has to flash away from this is Lugo. Ignite already used though.
Yeah, so that gank right there relieves so much pressure off of Kaligi early, and as you can see, actually does have a CS lead. Now, there's a big wave there, so that will, you know, take up some of that 6 CS lead. But yeah, I mean, that relieves a lot of pressure for Kaligi, able to, you know, actually able to just stay in there, won't be super harassed out by Rafal on this Renekton anymore.
Yeah, meanwhile, bot lane, it's pretty even CS kind of all around the map. Not really any big leads, just slight leads here and there. As we see the dredge line miss ever so slightly. Goes through the uprights, if you want to think of it that way, between the two. He could kick field goals for the Chicago Bears. As Kaligi's going to trap him inside the rage cage as Rafal's just trying to get away. Does he have Conqueror? He does have Conqueror. I don't know what it does anymore. I just know it's annoying.
You're in combat. If you're in combat, you do a lot more. Do a lot more damage, true damage, after 4 seconds. But yeah, I mean, there's a ton of damage traded back. Rafal definitely got the better of that early trade, and then got traded back on after a nice wall from Kaligi there. It's got to be careful here.
Oh,
Kaligi is out of mana, but
and New Capiturk is
in the lane. Oh, the stun! What a flash! Stay alive just long enough.
That flash by Kaligi, clutch. Gets the assist too for New Capiturk, as New Capiturk's going to take some minions here. And that is an early lead over to this Sejuani.
Yeah. Although, New Capiturk spent a lot of time here, is actually behind in CS a little bit.
Well, we're going to go for a bit more here, as they're going to see a stun come out. Oh, not enough to get the icicles, as TP is used by both top laners, so TP down for the next 5 minutes. Or is it 6 minutes? 6 minutes. As we see shenanigans bot lane, in goes Jarvan. They're going to pull somebody back by Gurk 7 with the dredge lane as they disengage this fight. Biscuit Hat getting hit by that boomerang, as we're going to see the charm land onto Juice Me Mommy. Juice Me Mommy's low. Ult being used by This Is Lugo. One more attack, and that is the kill over for This Is Lugo.
Wow, the Ignite wasn't up yet. It's just now up. But that was a lot of damage out there. Hit that charm, and it was just over because the flash was already blown. Like I said, that's a huge thing. You can blow the flash on Xerath. But right now we've got Labby sitting here in the bot lane waiting for that gank.
They're all level 4.
Going on the Sivir.
Oh, Bear Jr. is so low, gonna have to see the auto attack flash forward from JJ Bell. JJ Bell takes a tower shot and almost dies to Gurk7, who does have Ignite. Probably could have used it on JJ Bell.
Juice Me Mommy was roaming bot there, but isn't even 6 yet. Doesn't have the ult, so not going to matter.
Yeah, did use TP to get down over there too. So, 2 kills traded back for Labby Dabby Doo. Good sign for things to come for them.
I think most definitely that was very good for them, just because it looked like things in the top lane were going a little rough. Honestly, I think they still are going a little rough. The fact that the Yorick is even in CS at this point. Yes, Renekton just keeps shoving it into the tower, but lots of pressure here coming from New Kappa Turk on the same note.
And New Kappa Turk sitting topside here.
Oh, he's baiting him.
They're going to go for it. Here comes the Maiden for Kaligi in Slice and Dice out as we see the Glacial Prism miss ever so slightly, but they're going to get these stuns out. There's a Xerath ultimate too for a little bit of extra damage, and Kaligi going to pick up the kill here.
Yeah, honestly, it looked really well played from Rafal to get the double dashes out there, but just too, you had the slow from New Kappa Turk, the ultimate come out, and then it was just too much damage after that. Kaligi actually was doing a lot of damage. You had Juice Me Mommy, who did hit 1 proc of the ultimate, it looked like. That was about it there, but just too much damage for an early Renekton to handle.
And seeing that...
They have 3 plates off of that
now. As we see the charm land onto Bear Jr. Bear Jr. going to ult out here, but this is Lugo going to not secure the kill. That's actually Labyrinth securing the kill for Lugo as they're going to try and take this turret in the top lane. That's down to its last plate.
Of Ahri into a Sivir is really strong, just because Ahri has multiple things, like her
can't spell shield at all.
Her W is gonna proc onto Sivir, and then it's gonna stop the spell shield, which let them hit a free charm essentially.
As we're gonna see three-man bot lane here. Labyrinth sitting bot gonna help try and take this bot turret in response. They do have some demolish procs, but first turret going over to KB as we're gonna see a dredge line onto Labby. He's gonna take a tower shot. So Mountain Drake over to Labby Dabby Doo, but they do lose their top turret.
Yeah, they did a really good job there. New Kappa Turk's been focusing top so much early, but he just went past the tower, zoned Rafal from even getting to tower.
Yeah,
so losing out on even extra experience and farm there by doing so.
Yeah, it's a feels bad, man. Rafal about 1,000 gold down from Kaligi at the moment. But in this bot lane, Bear Jr. has died twice now.
Yeah, the kill and the assist definitely gave a lot of gold over, and plus the first tower, because if I'm correct, never mind. I don't think he got all the local gold there, because I do think New Kappa Turk was there to absorb some of that. But New Kappa Turk, once again in the bot lane, does have a pink ward in there, so they don't know what's happening.
The dredge line onto JJ Bell. Glacial Prism coming out, and JJ Bell is blown up so quickly. They're going to get the stun onto Leona, and Biscuit Hat's going to get dropped by New Kappa Turk, and now they're going to go for this bot tower.
New Kappa Turk just being in every single lane. That first early clear with everything and putting Labyrinth so far behind did wonders.
That's up the earliest. We're just going to see a fight in this over by the Rift Herald as Kaligi flashes over the Baron Pit wall and survives for now.
Oh,
this is Lugo is just going to go for a Juice Me Mommy instead. Going to get the Electrocute proc out and uses the stopwatch Juice Me Mommy, but just kind of trapped in between. Going to try and go for Labby and trades Labby for his life. Gotta like that if you're Juice Me Mommy. You get kind of caught in a bad situation, still come out with a kill.
Yeah, that was what they would say is a classic overstay in the PMA LCS world. It was a for sure kill there for Lugo. There was no way that Xerath was going anywhere. And Labby just stayed a little bit too long, wanted to help secure it, and ended up paying the price for it. Got hit with the stun and the Q from Xerath.
So early 2K gold lead for KB as we move to 11 minutes now gone on the clock. Getting some good damage down on this mid turret.
At this point, this game is all focused around Lugo for Labby Dabby Doo. Like they have to fight. They can only fight anytime Lugo is there. That is the only time they are allowed to fight. If they don't, they'll lose. Because if there's a Sejuani or, you know, a Sivir at this point who's, yes, is only up 10 CS and has died twice, the Sivir's just going to enable everybody else at this point.
Yeah, go fast, run at your face.
But yeah, it's getting to a point where I'm sure Kaligi is probably able to just split push freely. Doesn't actually need the pressure, but hey, if you can give him the extra pressure and you can send somebody else there with him, why not?
But the only person that's actually completed an item all the way through is Lugo with that Luden's Echo. As we see Kaligi in the mid lane helping out here with Juice Me Mommy. Jarvan coming over the wall as Kaligi taking a lot of damage. Jarvan flashing forward, going to use the Cataclysm onto Kaligi as there goes more damage onto the bot tower.
Yeah, that was an interesting flash there from Labby. Looked like he was trying to get to the
flash
Xerath.
forward by This Is Lugo. He's going to ignite onto Juice Me Mommy. Uses the ultimate. Misses the shocking orb. But it's not enough to kill Juice Me Mommy as Juice Me Mommy gets away. Meanwhile,
there was only one thing that could have been better about that. Lugo dashed with his ultimate and dashed past the Xerath.
Coming out, and New Kappa Turk says, I don't care about your tower. This kill is mine. New Kappa Turk going, looking at Labby here as Bear Jr. has used the ultimate into the mid lane. As now they're going to go for this next outer turret.
Yeah. New Kappa Turk is absolutely huge. Just does so much damage as Sejuani. Is up 2 levels on Labby and is just so tanky. You can't do nearly enough damage.
As Infernal Drake has spawned here, looks like we're going to see a fight over the Infernal. Biscuit Hat uses the Scryer's Orb as they clear out this pink. And drag has been started, looks like. KB going for it, but here comes a TP. This is Rafal.
I mean, I do not disagree with that teleport, actually. I mean, yes, the problem is, right now, you've got that split push Yorick going, but you do not want to give up
An Infernal
Drake to their team.
As we see the Solar Eclipse coming down, with massive damage on the Juice Me Mommy. Juice Me Mommy taking down Bear Jr. also super low. New Kappa Turk is so low. Labby should be able to get this. Does get it with the drag. No flag. As Bear Jr. trying to get away from Rafal. Slice and dice coming out. He'll use. And he turns back, but flashed forward by Rafal. And that is the kill on the Bear Jr. So 4 members down. They're going to get this Infernal Drake, but they might lose their top turret for it.
That was insane. That initial turn and team fight they had was absolutely nuts. Biscuit Hat hits the ultimate onto 3 people there, and then there was just so much follow-up damage. Lugo hitting multiple people with all of the abilities there. JJ Bell able to just whack away at the backline. Labby and Rafal both getting into it, with Rafal eventually chasing down Bear Jr., forcing out the heal, and then getting the flash in to secure the kill there. Well played there. Like, that's the kind of fights that they have to have. They have to have those skirmishes. They can't have that, you know, that front-to-back style fight like what KB is looking to do. They have to have those like skirmishes where they can get all of their skills landed first.
Looks like they're on to the Rift Herald now. KB trying to pick up some more objectives on the map. For Labby Dabby Doo being a little bit down on objectives, there goes Juice Me Mommy. That was so quick. Just 3-hit comboed. Oh, Boomerang almost gets the kill. Not enough, though. Rift Herald taken down.
Yeah, the only thing that could have been better was if Kaligi picked up that Rift Herald. Because at this point, you can just send a Rift Herald in one lane, and then I mean you could send it with the Yorick as well, but you could send a Rift Herald in one lane and then have Yorick and the Maiden going in another.
Oh, Maiden is top lane. There goes the mid turret. That is the Rift Herald taking it down. As New Capaturk is just chasing Rafal. Rafal is going to get stunned up here. Uses the ultimate as the Rift Herald crashes into this tier 2 tower. And they're just going to back off here.
Yeah, not the best use of Rift Herald. With the way they rotated, they could have got that mid tower even without Rift Herald. Yes, they got a second charge in on that inner tower, but I think you could have just...
Labby going in by himself, uses the Cataclysms, found himself trapped inside the Rage Cage. Is not dead, though, as the Solar Eclipse coming down from Bear Jr. Massive damage coming here from Rafal. Ooh, ace in the hole used to kill Kaligi. That's JJ Bell picking up a kill for himself right of the Arcane being used. As everyone's out of range from Juice Me Mommy. Juice Me Mommy just going to have to sit there and watch them all get away.
That's actually the third time this game where Juice Me Mommy has ulted, but people have like just been outside of range.
Yeah, not range.
Just be a little bit more aware of it.
Yeah, trying to stay just a little too safe. I mean, the problem though is that if this is Lugo just runs at him, he's kind of a sitting duck. And using right of the Arcane, so
a little bit of a greedy engage by a Labyrinth, but they were able to pick up a kill off of it. Didn't really, I mean, get a whole lot of other pressure on the map because of it, because they kind of had to back themselves. But next time, if it's they're a little bit more together and Jarvan isn't so far ahead, I think that'll be really good. Plus, Jarvan has Flash now, so easy way to get in there onto that Sivir.
Yeah, Kaligi getting picked off there by Ace in the Holes. We're going to see On the Hunt used onto Rafal. There goes the depth charge as Rafal is just going to try and get onto Bear Jr. And Slice and Dice is doing massive damage here. Is now Gurk7 is going to get taken down by this is Lugo using the Spirit Rush. And JJ Bell is here to help. And they're looking like they're going to be able to take this tower. There's so much damage from Rafal, and this is Lugo right now.
Yeah, Rafal dashed and the spell shield blocked the dash instead of blocking the stun. So I mean, there was the stun, and that stun, you know, being like a double auto attack did so much damage. Plus just him having Rafal having his ult up right then as well just really helped to just shred through. Yeah, Bear Jr. up in a little bit on CS on JJ Bell, but at this point, all you've got is an IE. You don't have the attack speed. You don't have the additional crit. I mean, it's still going to be hard to take down the, you know, minimal defenses of Rafal.
But Rafal does have a Tiamat and what looks like a Black Cleaver. So massive damage coming out of him as it looks like Kaligi is not in that bush actually. Or is he in that bush? I can't really tell. Yeah, fighting. This is another Infernal Drake spawning in 14 seconds. Looks like we're going to get sporty around the dragon as Baron also spawns at this time in about 9 seconds here. Shocking Orb misses.
Yeah, this dragon fight is going to be huge.
This
is going to be the make or break it fight for either team, because if one team is able to, you know, ace the other team and still be healthy enough, Dragon or Baron's on the table.
As Labby
just showed.
Gone. Yeah, they're all hiding in bushes here. There's going to be some ward clearage by Gurk7. Dragon looks like it has been started by blue team. This is Lugo. Gonna miss the charm onto Bear Jr. Bear Jr. flashes away, but the Cataclysm comes out as we see massive damage coming out here. Right as the Arcane was used. Juice Me Mommy picks up the kill on the Labyrinth. New Capaturk going to get dropped here by JJ Bell. As the rest of the team for Kaligi's gonna do so much damage. Kaligi taken down here. Gurk7 gonna get caught by the Zenith Blade, and that is a double kill for Rafal.
Biscuit hat with the nice flash there.
And it's just Xerath versus everyone.
So this is the point where, I mean, death timers are still a little bit short, but this is the time where you can start getting the pressure towards Baron now. You get all those wards in there, so that way, you know, you can try and go back and make that pressure. But Yeah, I mean, even though it was a rough start, Lugo essentially missing everything onto Bear Jr. Still able to they're still able to kill off Bear Jr. with Labby just diving in there, and then Rafal just diving in on the rest of the team.
Yeah, Slice and Dice for Rafal is doing so much. They're getting so much utility out of that.
It was a very awkward fight because, like I said, KBD is looking to really just front to back. They're looking to just be Sejuani and Nautilus in the front line, and then, you know, having Juice Mami able to just land all the magic damage from, you know, far behind there. But it is just not happening that way. At that fight, New Capiturk was on the far left side, and the rest of the team was towards the blue side. So it was very disjunct. There was no protection for Sivir there. Sivir just dies immediately to an RA Jarvan combo, and while they did still put out a lot of damage, it just was not nearly enough.
Just lacking that little bit in damage. As it looks like the push is on in the mid lane, Kaligi decides that screw this team fighting nonsense. We're just going to go split bot. Maiden being used. And not going to push the towers. Going to back off here. Is that a mistake? New Capiturk clearing a ward. Going to try and wrap in behind it, looks like. Or not. Nope. Just places a pink ward, backs to the tower.
Alright, Kaligi looks like he's going back in. The biggest problem is, between a Sivir and a Xerath, they have so much wave clear. So sieging with 4 people is difficult. It's really hard to do. That's why they need Kaligi to be doing that split pushing. Still almost got the tower with just the minions.
And
but
now going to have to back out. Looks like he missed his opportunity onto that tower. As the Baron dance continues, this is Lugo going to see Gurk 7 hits the charm. Going to get the electrocute proc out. As Rafal gonna get hit by something from Kaligi. Sees the Maiden, slices and dices onto Kaligi, and this is so much damage here.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's
trade here, and he's taking down the Maiden. Maiden's still doing a lot of damage, but Maiden is now down.
Yeah, that's a pretty big ult missing there for Kaligi. Does come back up in, I think, roughly 40 or so odd seconds. No, 104 seconds. Wow, my bad. 104 seconds, so down for a minute and a half, basically. As that is a big miss, as we see more posturing over vision in this bush. Shocking orb misses. And Rafal has rotated over. Could they pick a fight here, or no, maybe not. Rafal going back, as we see the dredge line coming in. We get the stun down on a New Capiturk with the solar eclipse. But that's also another ult down for another minute.
Yeah, Labby is now flashless. And being half health as a squishy Jarvan.
Oh, massive fight going on here. New Capiturk not taking down. Oh, the depth charge gets the kill. Lugo is unstoppable, does take down Gurk 7 as Rafal's going in. Massive damage coming here as Juice Mami flashes forward, misses the shocking orb. And Labby Dabby Do running away with their tail between their legs as Kaligi takes that bot tower and now is pushing the inhibitor. Inhibitor down. Kaligi gonna try and get away here from Rafal. Gonna use the cage to get out. What is that called?
Good question.
Dark Procession.
Yeah, that was just a very deep dive from...
as Kaligi and Rafal both take through there, the Dark Procession used as you're going to spawn the Maiden, takes the ace in the hole to the face, but that's not enough.
I mean, once again, like, Kaligi needs to go bot lane. Why is Kaligi not split pushing bot lane at this point? You've got the Maiden up, and you have teleport, however, Rafal does not anymore. Baron is the huge objective, and you have an open inhib. It would be easy for you to just roam down and go for that.
It is a Cloud Drake that has spawned here. Looks like Labby Dabby Do is going to put priority onto this Cloud Drake. Does KB know? Looks like they don't know. Or at least they're not responding. Just going to give the Cloud Drake over. So that Cloud Drake, though, should be pretty helpful for Labby Dabby Doo. Allows them to rotate between lanes a little bit faster than KB.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty nice. Just because, I mean, that's how they've already been catching. Is they're catching KB without the numbers, and they're getting those engages off early. So if they can keep that up, that'd be great. Especially since you've got a York who's split pushing, and you have a Rafale with no TP at this point.
And Biscuit Hat gonna face check into New Capaturk, goes in with the Zenith Blade as they jump on to Bear Jr. Juice Me Mommy is just blown up by this as Lugo, just using the full combo. Meanwhile, JJ Belt's going after New Capaturk. Flash over the wall by Biscuit Hat. Ace in the hole is used. Not enough to get the kill as New Capaturk looks like he might be able to get away. As the team looks like the call has been made for Baron, as Kaligi is just going to take this inhibitor, or at least try to. Rafal has back to deal with it.
Ooh, Lugo is looking around for New Capaturk at this point. Hasn't found him yet. Looks like he may be finding him very soon here.
Lugo gets the kill there. We missed out because we're looking bot lane at this fight. It seems like it's Wet Noodles, but it's not Wet Noodles as Rafal is doing so much damage. Dark Procession used. He flashes into the Dark Procession, and Kaligi looks like he might be able to get away. The Maiden is doing this a little bit of damage here. Not too much. It's kind of a tickle. And Kaligi gonna blast cone out. And that's the end of this fight.
Yeah, that was very glitchy looking. He looked like he was basically like caught in the spawning of the wall, tried to flash, and then flashed into the other part of the wall. So then getting stuck in the middle of it, which kind of sucked.
That's a yikes.
But really good plays there. Lugo going to and searching and finding out New Capaturk. New Capaturk, being a strong jungler, knew that if he was still alive, he could try and sneak around for the Baron steal, which at that point, why not? But Lugo knowing, not taking that 50-50 chance, and just goes and finds him anyways, picks him off.
Lugo currently sitting 11-1 and 5 right now. Most gold in the game.
Was massive in that fight. Dove in the backline, immediately popping the Xerath, and then still had enough damage to...
as we see the charm land onto the Xerath, and Xerath is gone in a half second. There is a DC from somebody. Right in the middle of a fight.
Wow.
This is not ideal for both teams, as it looks like Leona ult is coming down.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, the fight's kind of won already for Labby Dabby Doo.
I'm gonna Juice Me Mommy now with a 41-second death timer. That's huge. That's a lot of their wave clear, especially with Baron empowered minions coming in. Looks like Sivir is over mid lane, as we're going to see the continuation of the fight. New Capaturk going to hit by Ace in the hole, uses the stopwatch, is inside the Cataclysm, and this is Lugo, picks up a double kill. Rafal taking this mid tower. I don't know if Bear Jr. wants to get too close to that. Bot tower has fallen.
Yeah, see, this is just really smart play here from Labby Dabby Doo. They know, like, yes, they lost the inhibitor there on the bot side after that Baron fight, but guess what? They have 3 towers. They have so much gold they can pick up just from that. And now they're up 7k gold right now. They are up.
Yeah.
And now they had the mid lane pushing in, so they just hit the rotate. Now they've got 2 lanes down. And they still have Baron up for another, what looks like almost a minute here. So they can take their backs and then get back to, push out top really quickly. And they could still have Baron up, ready to go.
Yeah, so
for the top of the push.
Seems like those Baron plays have been pretty huge here. I think the fact that Lu can just pop Xerath at any point in time is such a huge problem for Caligma Bobway.
Yeah, the biggest problem I've seen is, once again, they're not playing front to back. You've got, like, Xerath should not even be close enough. The Baron fight, yes, that was a little bit different because Ahri came from the side and was able to charm. But like Xerath shouldn't have been even close enough to get charmed.
Hey, Happy by 3 has subscribed to PMA LCS. This is not PMA LCS though, so I don't know why we're seeing that notification. Anyways, unfortunate Yeah. It has been a bit unfortunate for Juice Me Mommy. As you see him sitting so far back right now, the damage is going out onto the tower. Gurk 7 gets charmed forward, and Gurk 7 is going to get picked off here as Rafal is dashing onto the back line. Solar Eclipse coming out. It misses. Right of the Arcane being used, but it's not a whole lot of damage as we see Caliggy walking around, uses the Dark Possession to try and zone the minions off, but that doesn't really work either as the cannon minion is doing some damage onto the tower. JJ Bell is huge, does massive damage as we're seeing an immediate TP back from Rafal. This fight is going to continue.
Yeah, Baron minions lasted just long enough, and Xerath and Sivir aren't able to really step up to the wave and do enough damage to them to be able to stop them from just taking the tower. Those Baron minions are very strong. And yes, while Bear Jr.'s farming really well in comparison to his counterpart, he's just very far behind in kills as well. And
yeah, 1-6-3 at the moment with only a Static Shiv and an IE. Oh, has a Phantom Dancer. I didn't see that.
Well, but
yeah. But
just not able to do enough damage at this point.
This is
doesn't have the front line. Anybody who's getting charmed at this point, maybe except New Capaturk, is dying. Like you see a Nautilus get charmed and just immediately die. You see Xerath, you see a Sivir, even the Yorick. If the Yorick gets charmed, the team can collapse and just kill on the Yorick too. So it's this is the Lugo game here.
As that was a third Infernal Drake going over to Labby Dabby Doo.
5 Drakes now.
5 Drakes, 3 Infernals, 1 Cloud, 1 Mountain. It seems like it's their game to lose at this point. I mean,
they have all inhibs at this point. Now it's just get the wave spawning. You've got double minions going in every lane. Wait for those waves to get there. I mean, if you look at bot wave, now there's 3. Yeah, there's 4. There are 4 super minions in that lane right now.
As we see the fight start out here, Solar Eclipse coming out, Cataclysm being used onto Caliggy. Bear Jr. nowhere to be found, and massive damage onto Caliggy. Caliggy taken down by this is Lugo.
That fight was started 3v4.
Yeah, 3v4 as JJ Bell.
You didn't even have Ari there at the beginning of that.
Juice Me Mommy has been caught underneath the tower. He is going to get taken down. Double kill for JJ Bell. As there goes the Nexus. Bear Jr. is low. Bear Jr. taken down here by this is Lugo. And Charm going to come out, hit New Capaturk, and that is a ace for the end of the game.
The almost full build Ari under Fountain, able to kill off like I said, the super tanky and far ahead New Capaturk.
Yeah.
Wow, that shows you how strong Lugo was this game.
Yeah.
Let's look at this game card. I mean, it's really good, but like I honestly expected the chart to be a little bit even higher for Lugo, because holy moly, that was a lot. Rafal doing a bunch of damage there as well.
Yeah, Lugo doing 30,000 damage to champions. Though, to be fair, a lot of that damage was onto the squishier targets, the Sivir, the Xerath, you know. So
what you do see coming out of Lugo is a lot of, I mean,
it's
like
lot
single
of burst.
target burst, essentially,
Yeah, so.
Holy moly.
And then Rafal.
Coming in from that really rough early game.
Yeah.
Rafal and Labby were not having a really strong early game. Labby had a few engages that were super strong as well, and Rafal just became a monster in some of those fights, just doing so much damage.
Yeah, towards the end, the AoE CC from Leona, Labyrinth 1898, and from Rafal really kind of turned those team fights around. Team fight would start out pretty decently for them, but then the Cataclysm and then the Solar Eclipse, along with Slice and Dice, just really would swing things in their favor. Anyways, let us know who your MVP is in the chat. That early game was effing awful. Those ganks F. Right. Don't know who you are.
Something like that.
Yeah. something to that effect. Anyways, we are going to get set up for the next game in the series. Stick around. And we're also going to get an MVP vote in the chat. Let us know who you think MVP was.